incredible. We're live here on Jess Tv Jess FM, the Roku station 101 NCG television network in Italy. We are live on my Facebook. We are Underground Radio C, live Facebook there. We are also streaming through my LinkedIn. So if you're on my LinkedIn buddies, you also get to have exclusive views from there as well. Then if you guys want to catch the replay, head on over to the Jess TV Facebook page and the Jess TV YouTube page as well. Our guests also have socials. We're going to get to that at the end of the show. They will be posted there as well. So you can go back pretty much anywhere to check it out. If you have questions or comments, please put them in throughout the show. We will get to them as we go along with the conversation as best as we can. I hope you guys are having like a fabulous Saturday. This is always my favorite part of my Saturdays, having my guests on and it's just like a fun conversation. I just totally love it. My guests are awesome. This evening with me is, well, as you know, I posted up. There's a little bit of a bio. Some of you read it, some don't, which is fine because I love my guests to introduce themselves and bring out all the goodness that they have to share, what they're maybe promoting or selling or music, whatever they may be bringing to us on the show. This evening, however, I have the guest and I have his momager on as well. So we're going to have them introduce themselves. And again, if you have any questions, feel free, comment below. Here we go. Welcome, guys, to the show.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. We have momager in the house and we have guest in the house. So this evening, first of all, please introduce yourselves to the audience.
Yeah, my name is Ocean Baker, and I'm the CEO of Natsukashi, and this is my company and my streetwear, and I do artwork and all those fun things and creative stuff on my side. And this is my mom.
Hey, my name's Deb Drummond, Vancouver, Canada. So nice to be streaming in. Nice to meet you. Hope to see you soon. And yeah, I'm just kind of the background of this incredible guy and this incredible artist, and I'm doing some of the infrastructure and meeting cool people like Cari to have us on. So yeah, I'm kind of the background in this project.
Okay, as some of you guys might know, Deb was actually on the show a couple weeks ago, and we were discussing all the fun projects that we've actually been doing together. For example, we were doing a 262 Women's Project book. Ocean was actually, he was the designer of the cover of the book. So we'll ask him how he got that idea and what drove him to doing this for his mom, or maybe mom was just like, you need to do this because I'm your mom. Who knows? We'll get the story on that. So if you missed Deb's show, I think it was 2 weeks ago, you guys can go back and watch that as well and show some love and support there as well. So we're going to go into a little bit about Ocean today. Just kind of find out, Ocean, if you can please tell us about the business. First of all, how you came up with the idea that you wanted to do the streetwear. Was it, maybe a design you saw somewhere at a mall and you're like, oh, I want to create my own. Maybe it was based off a cartoon. Maybe it was, whatever sort of popped into your head going, I want to do this. And so what was behind that and how you came up with the name? Because as we were doing sound check, I was like, I can't even pronounce the name of it. So lead us through that story as well, how it got named, how it came about. That would be amazing.
Yeah, totally. Well, this is all started when I was very young and I was really into the sneaker world and sneakerhead and all that stuff, and all the sneakers together would be like streetwear and like your Jordans. So that's how I really got into the sneaker and the streetwear world. And I always thought when I was younger, like, it'd be amazing for me to have my own product stuff, like trying to get a bot and trying to get like some Jordans. I really wanted like having that the other way where people wearing my stuff. And even when people ask me when I go out, like, oh, that's a sick hoodie. Where'd you get that? And I say, oh, no, it's actually my company's. Like, it's actually my brand's hoodie. And like, what? They can't believe it. So that feeling is just unbelievable. Like, nothing's like it. So that's where it kind of all started, and then we built up that. So then I learned how to go to LA and make sneakers and checking out the stores and seeing how it's done. And then we got to the point where I actually learned and make cut and sew, which is all custom work. So it's actually like choosing the fabric, the pattern, making it, design the whole aspect, which I personally like the most. I'm designer at heart, so I love making unique clothing as well. So those are my two big passions is, sneakers, but clothing, streetwear, artwork, all that stuff.
That's cool. So Deb, when he was little, was he walking around with like patterns from, the pouches? Did you see something in him that you were like, oh, maybe he will be a graphic designer or clothing designer? Or did you see something when he was little?
Well, it's funny you say that, and it's funny you mentioned the word coach because, there's a lot of creative genes in this gene pool, right? There's, his sister sings and I draw, and on his father draws, or his father paints and does creative. So he's got, his grandmother is an interior design. So there's lots of genetics. So it wasn't so surprising, but this was surprising. So we were just at a furniture store, a really nice furniture store, home decor, I would say. And we walked by this coach, and he was about 10, and he was like, hey, Mom. And he's like, see that pillow? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, it needs to be over there. And I'm like, that's not by nature. I was like, okay. So he's like designing. And then by 12, he walked in the kitchen and he's like, I just want to let you know I'm a sneakerhead. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he started telling me he was a hype beast and started introducing me to the culture and went for it. Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, let's get to the name. How did the name come about? What does it mean? And pronounce it for us again.
The name was definitely like a long process on picking it, because we had this name, including a whole bunch of other names we had on the floor. So we had, oh gosh, I can't even imagine. Like 8 maybe or something. But at the end, we would pick away like one at a day. Like, okay, not that one. Okay, not that one. But I always thought the name Natsukashi was very unique, and it's actually a Japanese meaning, and it's like fond memories and nostalgia. And so I think for a clothing line, and you want to be a little bit out there, is definitely like, that's what you want. Good feeling, nostalgia of memories. That's what you want as someone out there. And also gets people talking about your name like today. So that's another plus. But that's how we chose the name at the end of the day, because we like the meaning and pretty much the meaning behind it.
Yeah. So when you have your brand on, as you can see, everyone can see the logo. You only have, is it NII?
Yeah.
NII? Okay.
Yeah, it's the abbreviation on it. So we have Natsukashi and also NII as the abbreviation.
Okay. Because, I don't think you could fit the whole name on. Do you have any merchandise with the whole name on at all?
Not the whole name, but like.
We have this. I'll show you this so you can. This is Natsukashi. This is his snake head, but he's got Natsukashi all the way around.
It says NII.
Yeah, but this has Natsukashi.
Yeah, right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty. What is one of your designs that just kind of came out of nowhere? Like you just, like you get those visions of like, when you're in the middle of the night, I don't know. I'm a very creative person when it comes to nighttime. That's my dreaming, my creative state is always like nighttime. I swear I hit the pillow and then I'm like, oh, I've got all these great ideas. Did you like think of all these designs? Like, did you ever wake up, go, oh, I've got a design for this, or I have a design for that? Or was there, did you kind of have designs sort of in mind before you created it? Or did they all sort of kind of come along as they popped up? What was the process of finding what you really wanted to create?
I think the process is I always am thinking of new ideas, And especially with the artwork I do, I always think of new concepts and new patterns, and I'm just always designing. So sometimes middle of the day I'll think of something, I'm like, oh, well, I really like that, and I think I like that, and I think I could do something with it. So I make a whole pattern on my iPad, I draw it all out, and then I just have them like saved. So I just have so much stuff saved that's the world hasn't even seen, or I guess that side of me hasn't even like seen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I like when things are in the process and you're like, okay, I can change this or change that. And then they become just a little bit more custom. So if I was a customer and I wanted to go and say, hey, I would like a shirt, t-shirt, for example, can you create something custom for me, or would I have to choose from certain graphics that are already there? What's the process for that as well?
The process is like we have kind of like a call, like a little bit like Zoom or something like this, and you kind of explain to me what you're looking for. Recently, we did some pants, and so I showed her some designs I already had, and she thought it was really cool. So then we went on with that, and we chose the fabric, and we chose all the little details and her sizing and all of this process for those individual one-on-one pants, which is my personal favorite because I get to design and I get to almost have my free will with it, because you talk back and forth and see what they like, see what they don't. But sometimes I just show people what I have because they're just like, well, what do you have?
Yeah.
Like, okay, maybe you like it.
Yeah, cool. Talk about the materials and how you chose, are they, environmentally friendly, or what kind of materials do you have most of your products, and what are some of the customers' favorites?
Oh, I can probably talk to that.
Yeah.
It was a big process and a really big decision on who you're going to have playing on your team in terms of suppliers. And so when we were picking fabrics and we were picking companies to work with, it was really important that we dotted our I's and crossed our T's as our customers would want us to. The factories that we use in terms of production are sitting in the top 3 to 5 of the world in terms of ethics. There's pages and pages, like probably 12 or 14 pages of ethics that they do. So that was really important to us. The other thing that was really important to Ocean in that process, it probably took about 2 years for him to be satisfied, because he's a designer. He wasn't just going to be okay with a t-shirt or this or that. It's very high quality. It's about 13 ounces for a t-shirt. Just to give you an idea, probably the average t-shirt is about 5.5 or 6 ounces. So it's got some weight, but then it also was super breathable. So it was jacket off, warm enough, but not too hot. So it was a really challenging time. He tried on a lot of clothes. I was trying things on. It got daunting at times, but it was worth it. And like even the hoodies, 2.5 pounds for a hoodie. So it fits for each season. And it's also the kind of quality, and I'm sure everybody's got something in their closet that they've had for a very, very, very long time. And it looks like you've had it for a very, very long time. But Ocean wanted someone to have something for a very long time, because obviously nostalgia and memories, but it doesn't look like it's ready to go. So it just really holds its shape and holds the quality that you can hang on to it for years and years and years.
I love that stuff, because I swear in my closet, I think I have things that are like, I know I've got things well over 10 years just sitting in there, like my favorite hoodies. And because I'm such a hoodie fan, like I just love my hoodies. Like I'm in them 24/7 pretty much. And sometimes I can't even get out of them. It'd be like plus 30 out. I'm still in a hoodie. It's so bad. It's so bad. But that's the kind of quality that I love to have, is just something that I can wear over and over and over again. So when you're washing these garments, is it something that's pretty easy, or do they have to, hand wash and hang to dry? I know this is probably just a minor thing, but some people just kind of want to know, like, what's the resilience? How do we wash these amazing garments? Like, give us the details.
Absolutely. You know what? It's super easy. And that was the other part too. I say to anybody, if you have a piece of clothing that you really care about, I always think it's important just to turn it inside out, particularly when you're trying, when it's logoed or you don't want it to fade out on the front side. You rather fade out on the big side.
Puff printed.
Yeah. So a lot of this is puff. And so why not just turn it inside out and wash it cold? There's enough good, healthy laundry detergent out there that washes anything clean in cold. So cold, and you know what? That's it, really. I always say that, again, anything that I care a lot about, I kind of just, pull it out of the washing machine, let it shake dry a little bit, just let it dry out, and then just toss it in the dryer for the last bit of it, just to get it fresh. But you don't have to. I mean, it's no different, inside out, throw it in on cold. And then if you go right to the dryer, you do, but I kind of like to let things shake out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm mostly a hang to dry type of a person. If I love it and I want it to last a little longer, I'll just give that love to it and just be like, here, just lay it here and let it dry. And then if I have to fluff it up, just throw it in for like 5 minutes and then we're good, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do too.
If anyone has any more laundry tips, feel free to comment below, and who knows? Never know who's watching. Let's get into now a little bit more about your designs of what you have. So because I've been to your website and I've kind of looked around. Deb's like, you got to see this amazing website that my son has and all of his products, because there's not just streetwear on the website. There's some other amazing things that we can find. So please take us through what else that you have there. And again, are these handmade designs? Give us a little bit of background into those as well.
Yeah, we have clothing, as you could see, but I also do my own artwork. So I sell posters, prints, stickers, keychains, all those extra stuff, which I love to do. And I just did a koi drawing, and I like to draw a lot of the Japanese artwork, like tattooing style. And so we just dropped that, and that was definitely one of my best ones, I could say personally, one of my favorite ones that I've done in a long time, besides the snake one. But it's amazing how you could do other stuff than just clothing, because obviously my first passion, but love selling the artwork and seeing people hang it up, and that nature too. So that's amazing.
That's so cool. I know, Debbie, you're saying you have some of the merchandise in front of you. So if you want to be able to share some with us, and we can kind of glance and see what products there are, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's Ocean loves hats. We all love hats. This is a super cool trucker hat. It's got that NII that you were talking about. This is actually a drop that we've just done, or he's just done, that it's exclusive. So there's only 25 of those, and that's it. This is another one, super cool, kind of shows you that NII. Ironically, it matches the book logo that he did.
Ironically, it matches my Underground Radio C logo. So
okay, there you go. Well, let me show you a T-shirt, because the T-shirts have some pretty cool art cards. So that's the other thing that we're just adding to the website right now, is these really cool art cards, and they kind of have this type of look to them. So he was talking about how he just did a koi. This is super cool. It's samurai. And then you're going to recognize this kind of, because this is where the book kind of came from. This is the original design. This is called Freedom Woman. And these are really cool. And these are kind of like the art cards that he's talking about, that he's got posters and arts and stickers. So
right. So this is real quick, the book. I'm just going to quickly put this in here. He designed this as well for our book, so which is super cool. Thank you, Ocean. It's wonderful. I love it. So that's really super cool to be able to see some of his products right there. Where did you get some of these ideas, or was it just like purely strictly they just came to your mind?
I see around the place. I see people. I see just walking throughout the day. They just kind of come to me, or I'll see an image that kind of like, oh, I could do something like that, or they just kind of come to me, to be honest. And I have a lot of more than just this. This is just some stuff, but yeah, they kind of just come to me, I think.
Do you have a favorite? A favorite design at all that you're like, I really love this one? Or are they all your babies? It's like a, you know,
That's a hard
parents.
question, eh?
Parents, it is. It's a really tough question because a lot of people, they're like, well, I really love this one. And they're like, actually, no, I love this one. So which one is your favorite and why?
My favorite, I love blue, the color blue. So if I had to choose one, it's probably either the blue shirts, you see that one, or the one like this, which is puff printed and it's a blue shirt. Or I really do like our zip up hoodie because it's oversized, it's like more of a cross fit, and on the actual zipper it has like a metal keychain that is my logo. So I really do like that, and I also really do like the new Koi poster that just came in. Honestly, we got the stickers, and my bottle's full of them, and I have no more room for other stickers. So I think those are maybe my top three.
Yeah. I feel that when you have like, okay, for example, when I've got like 40 hoodies sitting in my closet and I'm like, I need to really get something out of here, but I love them all.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult to go.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel that struggle. It is. It's definite struggle going on there. So let's go into, because I read your bio, your wonderful mom had sent in some pictures and your bio, and I was interested to know, tell us a little bit about your Nikes. How did you get to work with them and what is your design on them?
Yeah, I got to work with this designer in Los Angeles, a shoe surgeon. So he does all custom shoes. He sells on his website, and he does it for all the athletes, all the celebrities, really. And so he has a class down in LA that I got luckily able to take, and people all over the world was there. I wasn't the only Canadian, or even Australians were there, and from everywhere. So I got the opportunity to make Jordan 1 Travis Scott's when they came out, and make their own process. And then they showed you like the sampler, and you just take away another Jordan to take the insole and what materials you want and sewing and the whole thing. And that was really, really cool, actually. So that was my first experience sewing and pattern making and everything. And I just thought that was amazing, the end product. And so that's why I was like, I like designing.
That's cool. A lot of people don't understand that, okay, some people that do take like home ec would understand, okay, back in the day, you had to get a little cutout and, you know, it's like a paper first, and then you cut out a design, and then you put it to fabric and pin it on, and then you get to cut out your fabric, and then you sew it all together. So some people don't realize that there's actual process that it actually goes from like your mind onto paper, and then from the paper onto fabric, and then the fabric onto that. So when creating shoes, see, I didn't even know, like, I mean, you kind of know that they're put together somehow, but you know, I don't think of them as the same process as like a t-shirt where it's like the sole or the inner thing or whatever. Like I just don't think of it that way. So that's actually something I learned today. So thank you, Ocean, for that, because that's actually pretty interesting. So when you went for this class, was it open to anyone, or did you have to sign up, or was it just only for business owners? What was the process with that?
For everybody. So anybody got an opportunity to go there. I know I was one of the younger ones at the time. I was 16 when I did it, but every age was there. The youngest was this 12-year-old who was there, who lived in Los Angeles, and all the way to like mid 40s. Like, so it was very diverse and a lot of different kind of people there.
That would be amazing. So this is like the Nike factory that you went to, or was it like a separate building? What was the
It was an
deal?
independent studio, so
Okay.
it was actually at his studio.
Okay,
But
that's
he doesn't work with Nike, but
yeah.
they make a whole bunch of custom shoes and all of this. So he's
That's
kind of
pretty cool.
known for taking like a Nike and making it crazy.
Yeah. So is there only just a few made, or do you have an ongoing process of them coming in?
I only had the one, so we
Okay.
only at that time you'd only were
Do
able
the
to
one.
make one.
Would you do more?
Yeah, if I had the stuff in time, then probably do more. But it was definitely the introduction of that world, because you don't think about how really items are made, because people are like, oh, that's so expensive, but you don't really realize the time, the like struggle, especially making stuff. If you're learning the first time, like I didn't know shoulders. I did not like doing shoulders. I had to do it a lot of times to really get good at it. But yeah, it's the process inside of it and the story behind it, which is, I think, the most important.
Yeah, you were saying the shoulders are the most difficult. Have there been other struggles that you have dealt with the business through the whole process, or anything like you said, maybe just the shoulders? Share with us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's definitely, you don't really know a little bit what you expect some things, but in the business world, you don't really expect all the tiny little things that just come up randomly, like you can't plan for. Um, yeah, so it's just ongoing learning and ongoing, but you know what, you like what you do and your dream for, so you put your passion towards it. And even though there's struggles or there's little tiny hiccups that you can't plan for, you keep going and you try to make it work. And because if you truly want something, then you would make time for it. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's going. And I mean, the math, I'm not good at math, so the money is also hard for me.
Well, that's good. This actually goes into sort of the next thing I was going to bring up is Deb being the momager for your son, which, first of all, thank you for being such a supportive mom, because some moms out there are just like, they're on their own and good luck. But do you have this mentality of helping them through the process? What has it been like for your journey with him as well?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I'm grateful that I have experience in business because I've been an entrepreneur for a couple of decades. So I knew what we were in for. And I'm really grateful because so I just told Tim to do and did with him what I would do when a client shows up. And it was like, let's work on the inside of the business first, as much as it's super cool to make shirts and super cool to design, and keep doing that, keep designing and come up with ideas and all of that. And let's test fabrics. But it was 4 years. I mean, he told me at 15 he wanted to be an entrepreneur in this sector. He wanted this company. And at 19, he had his first launch. So in between then, we did 2 business plans. We did a marketing plan. We found someone who's really good, like a CFO, to handle all the financial, to help the decisions. We had found a chief marketing officer. And so we were working like on the business and in the business before we launched the business. And as tedious as it was, as moms, it's like we do what we can for our kids and we want them to be successful and all that. But I also, because I'm an entrepreneur, I think it's important to teach how to fish, but also go fish. So there's times where he was in the very beginning at 15 years old, you're sitting there with a CFO. I mean, how much is that going to absorb? But just over the course of the years, now when we talk about money, it's a different conversation. Now, when we talk about having to get orders, it's a different conversation because he understands. But I mean, it was fun. It was exciting. I was super proud. I've had a million proud moments. I've had tired moments. We've had like, oh my gosh moments. But we both have our eyes on the future. So even if it gets like, what are we going to do here? Then, he's quite capable of handling a lot of this company. And I'm just kind of coaching through.
Mhm.
Yeah, 15 to 20. So it's been a long time.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm surprised he had the patience. I think
Yeah.
that was probably the best test, entrepreneurial test, or the hardest thing he had to go through. Because, of course, I had a business And my business was actually, you know, keeping the roof over our heads. So I didn't have time to go engage full time. So he had to get me at bits and pieces and in amongst this. And he probably had to wait an extra 2 years, maybe 2.5 years to launch because I was working and just, you know, keeping us sustained, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What was your favorite moment to see him go through? What was your I'm so proud of you moment?
Oh, I know that, like that. So he asked me if he could do well, he didn't ask me if I could do this business. He told me, which is what one of my kids would do at 15. And, you know, we're not all built. I'm not built either. You know, I wasn't built for a public stage, but now you know, I can speak on stage and I have forced myself through the years. I think my highest audience has been 20,000, but I still wanted to throw up before I went on stage. And, you know, none of us are any different when we first start. And Ocean, like learning marketing, like learning finance, had to learn about public speaking. He wasn't like, yay, let me go public speak, right? He had to learn himself. And so, you know, he got comfortable and more comfortable. And then when he launched at this really cool store. Dayton Boots just loves his stuff. And so we launched his company there in November. And he was going to now be live. This wasn't going to be a TV interview. It wasn't going to be radio. It wasn't going to be a podcast. He actually was going to be live in front of at least 50 people. And so it was a time where he was giving a speech. And there was two things that blew me away, was his ability to stand there composed, talk, read his speech, and move the audience. Because it's one thing to read, it's another thing to inspire. And the audience was inspired. And the other thing that made me very proud was that he walked around to every single person that came, whether he knew them or not, and just said, you know, I so appreciate you being here. And I just watched it from afar and I was like, nice job. You know, that was, that was my proud moment that night.
I want to do this. Been doing so many Zooms, but just like, oh. That's awesome. That's so sweet. I'm going into events because we're going to be wrapping up here.
Yeah.
Please tell us about the upcoming event that's going to be happening this weekend. And then we'll drop some socials and then we'll close up.
Absolutely. Look, we want to invite everybody. So there's a couple of really cool things happening. One is June 6th next week at Bimini's in Vancouver. It's a full live event. Everyone that comes gets a free piece of Ocean's art and a super cool swag. He's doing a fashion art pop-up. We're doing a massive book launch and people are flying in from all over and we have special drinks and special appetizers and it's just going to be a super fun night. We also have some pre-Emmy pop-ups that's going to be happening in Vancouver. 3 of them. Ocean's going to be at the Emmys, handing out a piece of merchandise to the celebrities at the gifting lounge. So in Vancouver, just reach out to us. And if you want to come down to a pre-Emmy event, and then you have to put February on, you have to get ready to come to Vancouver in February, where Ocean does his full public launch, band, music, what have you. There's only room for 350 people. And that will be extravagant and that will be amazing in February. So come see us in June, connect with us, go online, connect with us through there. It's natsukashi.world. So just make sure you do the .world thing. But yeah, we'd love to meet people in person and even meeting people like this and having conversations. And, you know, if you go through the site, you're not sure what you want and you want some advice, and Ocean's here to help you with that, just help you make a decision. So yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Ocean, please tell us what your socials are so everyone can go and like and follow and give some love on your posts.
Yeah.
Please send the DMs, nice DMs. Don't bug my people. I always have to put that out there because, you know, someone might be watching and going, oh, and you know, like we don't want any of that. Just some love, guys. Okay.
On Instagram, it's natsukashi_inc. So how you would spell it is NATSUKASHII and then like INK, like it's ink. So there's 2 I's in Natsukashi. Yeah, that's on Instagram.
Isn't it underscore NII?
Yeah, Natsukashi Inc. _NII. That's
okay.
Hopefully
if
I
it
said
helps,
that the first time.
I think I tagged it along the way. So
okay. Good. I think I said it the first time that way. I don't know. I can't remember now. But okay, we got it right now. So yeah,
it'll be there.
It's in the bio. There's a link, and it takes us to our Patreon and TikTok and website. So
cool.
the Instagram's really the home feed for that.
Okay.
I just want to say one thing about the Patreon. So we'd love people to go onto Patreon, go onto a site and click through. You can actually be a Patreon member for free. It starts at $3 and we give you all sorts of cool merch. But the thing about Patreon is you get invitations before anyone else. You get the news, but we go to events before anyone else. And all the drops, like this kind of guy, and we've got a koi piece of clothing coming in as a drop. You find out there first, and at most it's going to cost you $3. And if you want to do it for free, we're just, just join Patreon and you can do that too.
Nice. Okay. Thank you guys so very much for coming on this evening and sharing all your wonderful ideas and your merch and original stuff and your stories. And oh my goodness, there's so much when it comes to an amazing team like you guys. Congratulations. So yeah, if you guys are in the Vancouver area, or if you're not and you just want to go to the drop, again, it's June 6th, correct? You can probably find information probably almost anywhere at this point. It'll be out there really soon. I'll probably have it on my underground page. It might be on Jess FM as well. It'll be around. So make sure you guys go check that out. Thank you again so very much for coming on. We will chat very soon as well. So thank you again so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.